the way to the max.
We
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
We turned up, yeah.
Turned up by the way to the max.
Ay.
This shit slap, this shit black.
shit
Tell the
black,
DJ, won't you bring that back?
Bring
Turn
that
this
back.
motherfucker up, had the whole club spank.
Probably because, I mean, truth be told, a lot of black men just don't appreciate. Let me not get into that conversation, but
I don't think it's that. I think it's so like, remember how I told you like my first 2 years of college, I was like kind of still hanging out with the white people and like the theater people, and then I switched over. She's still hanging out with them.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. I mean, well, so it's only natural that she ended up dating someone kind of.
But damn, when I see that picture, I'm just like,
So since you're a chick, you know, from college, huh? She a chick, you know, from college?
yeah.
I be the worst when you be seeing chicks with a nigga you know is lame, but then they look at it like, nigga, people think you lame, and it's like, well, okay, you got a point.
Yeah, but I'm not though.
Oh, that was talking about you in particular. I was just speaking in general. It was like people be like, how she with that lame nigga? And then somebody from a guy else might be looking at you like, nigga, niggas think you lame. They're like, oh, true, you know?
Yeah.
How's that week going, man? How's everything?
Whew.
I had a week off.
Yeah, you had a week off?
That's the first time I haven't been on set during the week in a long time.
He sounds sad about that. Like, oh, I haven't been on set.
I mean, the first couple of days were good. Like I slept in like crazy, but then you have a Hennessy this early? Gosh, what is wrong with you?
Oh, damn, I didn't mean to show it.
Yeah, we see that shit.
Oh my gosh!
I had a long night last night.
I see you're in a hotel room.
What was you doing last night? Right, you in a hotel room with some Henny?
I was at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton right now. That sounds familiar, right?
Is that Marina Del Rey? Oh.
No. I'm in Long
right now. Okay.
Yeah, I was making a joke.
I thought when I was at Ritz-Carlton. You funny for that.
The Carlton Ritz. That was a throwback to season 1. I thought you got it.
I got it at first, but low key that room actually looks like the Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Rey. So I was like, wait a minute, maybe he actually is in one.
This fucking Imani telling her stuff all the time. Imani got like she got free points at the Ritz-Carlton. They be like, oh my Miss Faye, you're back. Yes.
Oh, whatever. No, low key, the downtown one is the best. It's because I get a healthcare worker. They got special rates too, so that helps.
Okay, we'll go with that. She's trying to be politically correct. She's like the rates. You know, I'm only there for rates. You know, I might just the rates. The rates are amazing.
I'm telling you, a night. No, you go to the one in downtown, and I'm telling you, go there once, you're gonna want to keep going back. They spoil you so much. They give you a little business card with your name on it. The room is phenomenal. The service is so amazing. I'm telling you, you go there once, you're gonna be like, okay, Ritz-Carlton time.
Well, what beats a place like Ritz-Carlton is your own place.
Yeah, I know. Once I got my own place in Hollywood, I haven't been in another hotel because I don't need to anymore. You know.
Yeah, you got your own privacy now.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got your own privacy now. Like, hey.
You was glad. What was you doing? Like, what is going on?
We're gonna get to that in a sec. No, we're not. Thank you for tapping in to the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nerds. I'm your host, JT, motherfucking JT, here with my main man, Carl Spencer.
You know what it is, representing for the West Coast per usual. What's going on, yo?
This nigga be throwing the West Side. Well, he's from West Coast, so that could work, you know. Okay, I can feel you. Yeah. How about the Warriors that got their ass whooped? He was rushing to get off the pot last week, and they got their ass.
I'm repping Steph Curry right now, who's playing in the All-Star game today. That's what this
Monty, you saw how he was quick to get off He was quick to get off, and then I saw the score later on the night. I was like, "Oh my god, they got whooped for like 30 points!" Oh my god!
I'm gonna be honest. That day, I wasn't just quick to get off because of the game. I was quick to get off because I just needed to just go. Conversation. I had spaced out. Once I spaced out, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, and then we got
my screen was black. If I turn my whole camera off, bro, that means I'm done.
me and Monty stayed on a little longer after too. Just me and her.
Yeah, a few more minutes.
Speaking of Amani, we also got the first lady of the pod, the first lady, motherfucking Lola Clappers herself, Imani Bay.
I'm about to play with this thing. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy All-Star Game Day. You know, got to represent Malcolm X because Black History, and then Malcolm X is just amazing. So.
Yeah, me too.
You said I forget it's All-Star Game. I'm over here. I'm excited to
You're not gonna watch
tonight.
You just having a bad hair day. That's what you got a hat on.
No, I just wanted to wear a hat.
Chicks don't be wearing hats just to wear it.
I don't have to have a bad hair day to wear a hat. I mean, come on. Maybe slightly.
You see, she had to correct herself. She was like, I mean,
I don't know. I just it's weird. You
whatever.
On camera.
No, I'm probably gonna go ahead. I'm gonna watch the All-Star Game, but I'm gonna be watching that and AEW at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You said gonna do what at the same time?
He's gonna.
I'm gonna be watching the All-Star Game, and I'm going to be watching AEW wrestling at the same time.
Okay. I haven't watched wrestling in a minute.
I'd rather watch the wrestling than the fucking All-Star Game because at least in wrestling, you know the shit. Everybody knows the shit is staged and stuff. But a lot of people still think the NBA is real and don't realize the shit be scripted. So, you know, one tells the truth that they tell stories, and one acts like they're, you know, all this.
Yeah, it's scripted, James. Please tell me.
All the sports is fucking rigged and scripted. But we're not gonna get into that today because I don't want to fuck people's heads up. Some people still think sports is real and it's not staged. So I don't want to bust nobody's head on that one.
Yeah, let's not.
Shout out to our Anchor listeners. Shout out to our Spotify listeners. Shout out to our Apple listeners. Shout out to our YouTube listeners. We loving YouTube right now. People loving it. Loving it. Hey.
Yes. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Keep what?
No, you feeling good. That's good. You done had a good weekend. That is a blessing.
She's like,
so you want to keep what you want to keep to yourself, so you don't want to ruin mine?
No, me personally, yesterday my car broke down. Like at the stoplight on Crenshaw. You know how much traffic there was at like 12 o'clock on Crenshaw?
12 o'clock?
It was terrible. And then the thing is, my car didn't show no signs of anything. And then it was like, engine oil low. And then it just like broke down. I was like, wow.
The oil.
We're really doing this.
So it did tell you that the oil was low. You just didn't think you had to go change it.
No, it told me like 2 minutes before it died. I know legit, like it did not mention that. I'm telling you, like I knew nothing of this.
That's her story. That's her story.
No, if I knew the oil was low, I would have taken it to get, oil because I know how serious that is. It literally didn't tell me that until I was like pulling up to the stoplight. It was like engine oil low, and then it said something else, and then it just like went down. I was like, wow, we're really doing this right now.
I took my car.
And I had a whole day planned with my boyfriend and everything, and I was just like, wow, so this you really doing this right now. But it was cool, got some good massages and stuff, so that was good. Kyra, what are you doing? Focus, Kyra, focus.
I spent
She said got some good massages
yesterday.
Yes, no, I'm telling you, some Swedish massages.
I need one. I'm sore. But
that's what you mean.
Shout out Big Media Agent. I wanted to say shout out Big Media Agency too as well. We actually gonna have her on next Sunday, briefly.
I'm not about to play with JT today. It's not happening.
What happened?
Coronavirus check-in. I don't have anything to say for that.
No.
Everything's open back up. Yay!
Oh,
you want to talk about?
I don't know if I actually feel good about everything opening back up because one, I've kind of got used to certain things being closed, and two, I don't think we're ready to open back up, man. It's the same shit. Same shit gonna happen.
Same shit gonna happen when the shit closed. Motherfuckers still catching it. So like, fuck it. Excuse me.
I'm at a point to where I'm really just gonna have to live with this shit. If that means I have to close again. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Eventually, those gotta come back. But I don't know. They're talking about concerts and stuff coming back April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
What? Concerts? Are they serious?
Well,
Concerts.
mainly by midsummer, but they opening up like Disneyland and all that shit in April.
I think the capacity will still be, lower. It'll still be like at 20 or no more than 50% or some shit. But yeah, nah, they
Right,
I don't know,
exactly.
man. I don't know.
Mine was mentioning cars.
I don't know. That's kind of scary though. Huh?
I just made history. I just made history for the first time ever.
Oh,
like on
God.
Friday.
I don't even.
For real.
I'm kind of scared to ask how you made history. I'm kind of hesitating to ask that question. I don't know. Should we ask?
Let me ask you, Imani. What do you think? What do you think I'm thinking, Imani? Because I don't know what your mind is.
I never know. I never know what you JT. I honestly cannot guess how you made history.
Good. She's like, I don't want to know. I was like,
that means you're not predictable.
Yeah,
no,
but
really,
you gave me the vibe like I got something dramatic to say, or I'm gonna say something wild and crazy.
It's usually something wild and crazy. Let's be real. Usually.
I don't tell you about a lot of crazy stories. I don't tell you about the crazy stories. I don't tell you the wild and crazy stories, which is why I'm not talking about the hotel from last night. So yeah,
No, for real. How'd you make history, JT?
Hold on. Go in. Our recording. You always. Thank you, brother. Monty always over here thinking I got some dramatic shit to share. Actually, I do got some dramatic to share. I hit a milestone on Friday. Yeah. So for the first time ever, I got a car in my name. Yeah, motherfucker. Thinking I was gonna say something dramatic. Yeah, I've been driving for the last 3 months. I've been paying $250 a week for a fucking rental.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
Because I needed to get around, and I have a son, and I needed to see him when I need to see him. That's really why.
But it costs.
I had
it through Uber. I got it through Uber, so you got to pay weekly. And then I tried to get on the Uber so I could deliver. So I started driving people, but it was asking for my license, and I sent it in. Then it was like, well, you got to renew it, and it's showing that you had it for less than a year. So now you can't. We need driving records and stuff. So I got that from the DMV. I thought they still said they didn't receive it. I said, fuck Uber, I'm not driving for you. I'll just pay the $250 a week. I'll do some deliveries. I'll do whatever I have to do to pay $250 a week. But I needed that car because my situation, I had to make sure that whenever I'm able to see my son, I can see him. I don't want to have to commute 2 hours or hour and a half or fucking wherever I'm at. I got to stop what I'm doing. No, I want to be able to make me some money. Oh, hey, come see your son. Yes, I'm on my way. After I finish this last delivery or wherever the fuck I'm doing, I could just get there within a 30 minutes time span. Fuck all that. So yes, the $250 investment was good, and I had to keep going with it. Because I knew eventually my big money was going to hit. I just didn't know when. I didn't know how, but I knew it would, and it did. Now I got me a fucking car. Got me my first insurance for the first time. I got insurance. Motherfucker got insurance. Oh shit!
Oh, look,
yes.
JT being an adult. Look at that. That's what I'm hearing right now. JT being an adult. That's what I hear.
And I just made the best investment in my life, I believe. Actually, I don't believe I did. I made the best investment in my life a few days ago. And I just invested in this lady $1,000, and in 4 days, I'm already up $3,000. So I will tell you about that. I'm about to change motherfucking life, baby. I'm never going to be broke again. I promise you. I think I'm playing.
Somebody's clearly happy for you. You know me. I don't believe shit until people show it to me. So. Yeah.
Oh, if I show you, I'm like, what the fuck? No, I feel you though. I feel you. At first I was sitting there nervous about it and stuff because we get scammed a lot. So it's like, but I always was saying to myself, I'm like, it's so many scams. There is a scam out there that's actually legit that would get you paid. Because it's like, if it wasn't, why are everybody scamming? Obviously, there's something behind the scams that people be doing that actually works out for people to make money. But the scammers know how to maximize it and take the money. But I'm like, there's so many people scamming for there not to be money out there to get for people to be scamming. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I guess
So
I sent a DM to that girl that I was talking about before.
you said DM too. The girl you went to college with, they got the white boy.
Oh God.
The Oreo girl, the one that the identity crisis.
Crazy. I just.
Hey, I see you still with that white boy.
No,
At least you're gonna make it white and let him be handsome.
I am not a homewrecker, sir. I am not a homewrecker. I just there was a joke that came to my mind when I saw the picture, so I sent it to her. She enjoyed it, and that's the end of that.
Carl said he ain't no damn homewrecker. Stop the lie. Let me stop. Yeah, so and I've been able. Me and my son's mother been getting along. I've been able to see my son on a regular now. That's even better. That's like, yeah. And she said, "Nigga got the money now." It's funny how women will shit on you. I'm shitting on her subtly. I'm giving her a subtle shit on because like she said, and like other women have said in my life, I won't get it together. I won't mount to nothing. Yeah, I got this creativeness, but I don't have stability. I don't know how to get money, so I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to just fail or not get to where I'm going to get to. I'm going to be struggling my whole life. I said, okay, bitches, y'all keep thinking that. Yeah, I keep thinking that.
Is this the poverty PTSD you're talking about right now?
That's what I'm about to get into too, because
just go into that because
I want to shout out to the Joe Budden Podcast Network and his all girl podcast. See, the thing is, there was a segment on there the other day with Mandy B and Bridget Kelly. Shout out to them. They be tweeting me back. I fucks with them for that. I be tweeting, they be tweeting back. I tweet through the podcast app. You don't have a Twitter through the podcast, so I tweet as a podcaster. But they be having dope episodes, like, and they had a segment the other day and it stuck to me talking about poverty PTSD.
Okay.
And pretty much it's Black people, I think we do it the most, but pretty much it's like we struggle so much in poverty that when the money finally comes, like when these celebrities, rappers, or athletes get all this money, they just spend it because it's so much money. It's like when we get taxes, like your mom will get her taxes or your family get her taxes or whatever. We get rid of it so quick. Buy a car, buy this, buy that, and before you know it, 3 weeks into the taxes, your money gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some people in the same week. And because a lot of times Black people, because we're so used to struggling, that we ain't used to seeing 6,000 in our account. So it's like sometimes, and I've learned I'm not the only one that thought like this until recently. But like when you see a lot of money in your account, it's like you be so paranoid, like somebody might take it. Like, let me get rid of it before somebody else takes it out my account. So I'll be sitting here just trying to. I'm like, damn, I got 4,000 here.
Is it a fear of somebody taking it out of your account, and that's why we feel like we need to spend it?
No, it's more. That's one layer.
Huh?
Go ahead, repeat yourself. You said what?
Are we quick to spend it because we're so afraid of losing it that we're like, okay, we got to get this stuff now before it's gone? Or is it simply the fact that like, oh, I got this money, let me go ahead and get everything I've ever wanted, but we're not thinking future stuff.
Both. Because you think about it like this, people got 4,000 or whatever. Why can't you invest? Like you can't invest? It's like motherfuckers don't want to invest.
Yeah.
Invest in themselves.
I feel like people are just now really getting hip to, well, not just now getting hip, but I feel like investing in stocks and bonds is just now really spreading more in the Black community lately. I don't think people really knew or were too hip on investments for a while.
No, people.
I may be wrong, but I know me personally, I'm just now even through college and stuff, and I was talking to someone about that. They should have classes in school with kids, and especially in high school, where you learn about credit building, where you learn about investing, all that.
They're not going to do that. That's not part of the American way.
They teach it in certain private schools. They don't, of course, teach it in public schools, but they do teach it in certain private schools.
Because in order for all that stuff to work, in order for America and capitalism to work, there has to be an upper class, a middle class.
Yes, that is true.
Lower class can't know about how to build the credit, can't know about investing, can't know about stuff like Roth IRAs and how to get life insurance at 25 so that you can be good when you're 60. Like, they don't know about stuff like that.
And then if they do know about it, they don't feel that they tell you. Especially with Black people, I don't say work as hard, don't understand it to the point where it can make money. So we get caught up in these MLM companies like, oh, get people under you and stuff like that. And
if they know about it, they know how to use it to make money. They're literally told, like, if someone, let's say, like, a business person is telling them some financial secret, you know what they'll say? Don't tell anybody. And now, especially the point about us fear of losing our money, we're like, okay, yeah, we're not going to tell anybody how we're making money, because we don't want to somehow lose money later on, and that's the whole negative.
Yeah, that's true.
Negative cycle. That's the whole
cycle.
Amani, though, do you have a hot topic, man?
Yes, actually, it kind of little bit goes along the lines of the social media thing. That's why I thought your question earlier was interesting. I wonder, like, when you guys are in a relationship or whatever, how long does it take, or how long do you think the period should be before you post your significant other? Or what's your views on posting? Is it more like stories? Is it an actual post on the page? Like,
here's the thing. There's a lot of variables with that, right? Yeah. First, it depends on, okay, let's say you are in this committed relationship. It depends on what, the two people are into. So, I'm someone who likes attention. I like compliments. It's a good chance that whatever girl I'm with is probably also going to like that thing. So us posting each other, like, that's going to feel good to the other person. So we're already more likely to be those people to be like, oh, hey, guess what? We're together now. Like, here's us. However, I'm also someone, and you guys have noticed this on the show, that I don't really like talking too much about what I have going on. I kind of like keeping that private, just to myself. So, I assume that in the event, let's say I somehow, I don't know, in July, I popped out with a girlfriend, right? Like, or I made it official in July.
Yeah.
Y'all might see a post about it at the end of that month, and then not hear anything really else. You might see like one post a month. You might I'm not gonna do like a whole post for her every month, but like, y'all see a post, and then after that, if we're ever together, you might see some like cute nonchalant thing of like our feet somewhere, or something.
Like feet or hands drinking wine or something like that.
Like very just chill, just to let you know, like, yeah, we're together, but you don't really see everything. You know what I'm saying?
That must be that.
That's a very mature answer.
But it would
very mature answer, Cairo.
Wait, huh?
That's a very mature answer of you. Like, sometimes I have to get you're so fucking young, because you say some mature shit. You say more mature shit out of your mouth sometimes than a lot of niggas my age.
I've noticed.
I'm like, Cairo, you shit. I'm like, Cairo, how old are you again? 24?
Yeah.
Man, you look like you're about 19. You talk like you're about 20, but your knowledge is like a grown ass man.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Your maturity. That is a very secure thing Cairo just said right there. Because most times people want on social media, it's for validation. Especially when you got a bad girl or a bad dude. Like, look at my man, y'all bitches want him. Because I was just talking about this the other day with this chick. I was like, because she was always talking about she was always announcing her celibacy and stuff, and she got fat transfer, like, so she got the ass, and her ass is stupid big now, so she got to do. She stay posting about him. I'm like, maybe them same chicks that bragging about the nigga that bitches want, brag about the nigga, and then 2 months later niggas ain't shit and stuff. It's like they overly post them or always say something about them, which is cool, but it's like, are you doing it for yourself? Or are you doing it to show up, rub it in people's face? Like, that is annoying. Like, you got a boo, cool. Show her off, show him off, but what is the purpose? Because a lot of times people want to show their a boo off, especially if she looks good, because it makes him look good. When a guy posts a fine ass girl, not just any girl, that makes him look good. And wait, that might bring him more bitches. Sometimes it depends. They're like, damn, he get girls like that. Let me find out about him. You know how many chicks have wanted me after they see me with a chick that quote unquote out of my league? How the fuck he get her? Especially the way, because I care about my parents these days, as you see. But 2021 thing, So, but before, I never was the biggest dresser and stuff. And this is a part of PTSD poverty too, because I used to get made fun of a lot in high school and middle school and stuff, because my mom didn't have it like that in terms of clothes. Like, I had so little clothes. One point I remember middle school that I didn't even have enough shirts to go through the whole week of school, through a whole week. So I ended up wearing a shirt that I wore on Monday, inside out on Friday, So, and you know, you get jokes about that. Then I had acne in middle school, things like that. Then in high school, I got some clothes every now and then, but you know, even in DC and mine, you know, it's appearance. People look at how you dress, how cool you are. And then I had a high pitched voice, goofy, loud. I talk a lot now. Imagine me at 15. So it was just a lot of things that was so uncool by me. But somehow I would get chicks, popular chicks, pretty chicks in high school, even in college and stuff. And you know, and it's like, how do you get her? And I always carried my PTSD poverty up until early this year, like with my dressing and stuff. It wasn't until this year I was finally like, you know what? I'm going to get fly because I want to get fly. Fuck these damn girls. I don't need chicks to, and I got stuff that I felt comfortable where I felt like, I like this. I want to wear this. I want to wear that. Sometimes you wear dress up stuff, so I want to look serious, especially with LA and things like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting.
But here's the thing about what Amani brought up, which I was trying to get to, was like the only problem with the posting thing, or actually maybe sort of the lack of posting, is that if people, your friends, know that you have a man or a girl and you're not really posting, they automatically think that you're just hiding them, and then that brings a whole level of insecurity as well. It's like, oh well,
no, that's not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Huh?
I agree with that. I have a complete problem. If my man don't post me, it's like, okay, why you not posting me? What's up? Who you trying to act like you ain't with nobody? Like, what's this about? You know what I mean? So I think
On the other end,
balance in it. You don't have to post the person every day, but you should at least post it like when you go out on a nice date or something. Post something.
But yeah, it all depends on what kind of person you're with. Again, I like attention. I like compliments. I like being shouted out. So I wouldn't mind if my girl was like did a funny video and zoomed in on my face, like some shit like that. Like that's funny to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Put me on the camera though. Don't film and don't put me on the camera. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, if you gonna film me, put me on the fucking camera. No.
Don't film the dinner. Don't film the dinner. Don't film the dinner and don't film me. Nah, bitch, you my boo. I want people to see us together too. You filming a motherfucking Millennium Young dinner. But
you know what I'm saying? It's a real snap.
But here's the thing. It don't matter if somebody posts you or don't post you or not, because from all the stories I've seen and when I witnessed, like you can post and niggas still gonna do their thing. A girl can post her nigga and still have other niggas. Like people do it all the time. It depends on the maturity of the person, the classism in them, the maturity and just the security. So a lot of people are insecure, so when they do get a spouse or whatever, they want to show it all. You know, this is my boo. I've done it. I know many who have done it. Mm-hmm. You know, but I'm gonna just speak on me. I'm not gonna speak on the others because I know tons of stories of men and women have done that. But I'm just gonna speak on me. Even my son's brother, you know, she's a beautiful, curvy, you know, dark skinned queen. So I didn't post her all the time though. I posted her on her birthday. I might have tagged her in some every blue moon until she blocked my social media. So we have been social media friends in like over a year. You know, so you said what?
So you don't have to talk about that. That's okay.
No, we're not gonna get into that. Shout out to her though, because we've been vibing, cool. You know, that's why you don't fuck your baby mother, because it takes away the conflict. So you know, so you know, it's like, and I did it because you know she was pretty, and I knew it made me feel good with other girls, and I knew it would make girls look at me differently. Like, oh, that's how you getting them? You getting them like that? And you know, so it's many reasons why somebody want to show off. I like showing off my girl. You know, I might tag her in a post like her little crazy ass. At least back in the day. I don't really have no blue serious right now that I could just post like that. But I posted shorty I was talking to. We friends, you know, on her birthday like last month and stuff. I told her happy birthday and you know, but I wasn't like to my girl or nothing. I was just like,
well, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, when you do post people when you're in a relationship, it definitely makes, especially with y'all guys, it makes it's like women want to, they obviously don't care that you're in a relationship and they'll probably try to get at you more. But I mean, I think the important thing is just, you know, I don't know, posting that person. I feel like guys, y'all are more likely to post the hands, the feet, little subtle things, and girls are more likely
that's what the women do. What are you talking
the whole
about?
Face. Am I wrong?
No, women do that.
I think it goes either way.
Women post.
You don't think so?
I've seen both. I think a guy is more likely to say, a guy is more likely to either put it all out there or to say nothing at all. Y'all girls are the ones who be cutting off the top of our heads. So showing the hand, being like, "Oh, look at the flowers he got for me." With him taking the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Have a picture of the nigga thigh. Have a picture of the nigga thigh at the
That's
dinner
what you
table and
just
shit.
did,
Have
somebody
a little boomerang of the food in his thigh. Like, you know you doing, bitch. You want us to see them
Because
fucking true religion jeans.
it goes back to what I just talked about.
That's
So
funny.
men, more likely, like JT said, there is a sense of like, oh, I want to show off my girl, to pump me up, also to pump her up. So yeah, if we're gonna post her, we're gonna show all of her, right? So you see her. Y'all are the ones who be like, okay, yeah, I got a man, but I don't really want y'all like to know everything about what's going on. So, like,
that's because we know how girls are. They be like, oh, let me go to her man page. Let me hit him. Let me, girls be too thirsty out here. I'm telling you. You tag your man. That's why a lot of girls don't tag their men in pictures.
But
Because
it's up to the man to not entertain the thirst.
Like, oh, let me go to this page.
So
it's up for the man to not entertain the thirst, though. That's why I'm glad to have my guests on, because we're going to talk about that too, what you're talking about. Because, again, it's all about man's security in terms of, because ladies going to throw themselves at you, but, are you going to entertain it? Yeah, you might flirt back, but are you going to entertain it to the point where you're in the DMs and shit like that? That's because of the security of the man. That's why I'm glad I'm about to bring our guests on.
Yeah, so what if you do post your girl and then the feedback come in or whatever?
I got a question.
How do you handle that? Do you just ignore it?
With the feedback?
Well, men, we're not secure. Men don't just. Ain't too many men that's going to ignore a woman flirting with them. Now, he might entertain it, might flirt back, and that's it. Or he might flirt back and see how far it could go. or he might go all the way with it. It all, again, like I always say, everything depends on the maturity and the security of the man. Because we like the attention. You might flirt back, but if it's just some harmless flirting or whatever, and the girl securing herself, cool. But if it goes from the comments on the page to the inbox, then that's where it's cause for
I have a question.
concern.
Why is it that, because I don't think this happens on both sides of it. I mean, it happens on both sides of the gender spectrum, but I think it's mainly women who do this. Why is it that when a man suddenly gets a woman, all y'all suddenly want to start hopping back into his DMs? Is it because you're like, oh, he was able to get one, maybe there is something that I missed out on, and now all y'all, is that what it is? Because I feel like guys
you want what you can't have kind of thing.
Yeah, because guys don't do that. Like if a guy hits up a girl that he knows has a man, it's not because, oh, she got a man, now I got to get that. It's like, no, he always thought that she was hot. Nothing ever changed.
No, Cairo. There's plenty of dudes that that be.
I said the majority.
You're not giving the girl a play, and they see her post a man, and like, oh, that's how you do. Like, nigga,
but I was
giving you a chance.
But JT, I think a majority of dudes, though, they're doing it legitimately just because they think she's attractive, not necessarily because you suddenly got a man.
Yeah, whereas, I agree. It's usually the guys
will literally do it just because you got a woman and now they think they're missing out on something. We just think
I agree with that. Most guys, they'll come at you they'll come at you strong before you have a boyfriend, and once you get a boyfriend, they will. I think a lot of guys actually kind of back off a little bit but that really depends on the girl. She sets that tone like, listen, I got a man, I ain't trying to be doing all that. Then the guy chill and he'll make the compliments more subtle. He'll try to be like, oh, respect queen, this and that. You know what I mean? But I think that's based on how the person, like, okay, I'm in a relationship, respect it. What'd you say?
Depend on the man.
I know the game.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
I know the game.
Because I've done that. I flirt with a girl, she's like, I'm married, and I'll be like, oh, my bad, queen, cool. You deserve it. I knew you had wife vibes. Cool. Kudos to you and your husband. I'll do something like that, because again, I'm respectful, So, but another nigga might be like, fuck your nigga. What about us?
I'd be like, what about you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of dudes say that, like, oh, I hope this fails so I can this and that. And I'm like, first of all, that is rude to say. You do not say that to people. That is rude.
I don't care, bro. If some girl got a dude, like, hey, bye. Bye. I ain't got,
Yeah, nobody got time for that.
You come by later saying some stuff, then I can't help that. That's not my fault. But I'm not going to be the initiator. I'm not going to be the initiator in that.
It's bad karma. Signal.
Social media is tricky, man. Some of the best relationships I see are not even posted on social media.
I mean,
some of the best relationships are not even posted on social media because it's like social media is for, again, adoration and validation and something. Some people are validated and don't need fucking social media to dictate, and you might see the girl post her boo on his birthday or something like that, and that's it.
Well,
Like, yeah, my boo, we celebrating our 5 years. Some people are like, damn, I didn't even know you was in a relationship for 5 years. Oh,
I mean, I don't think. I mean, some people do it to show off validation. Me personally, when I post my relationship, it's because it's appreciation. That's usually my perspective when I post. You know, it's usually just to show appreciation, just to here and there dates, or especially dance like you just did. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, you're in the minority, Imani, so of course you will. So
at the end of the day, it comes back down to who the two people are, and
exactly.
Two people take as like what
are the intentions of the relationship?
What
are the goals?
Likes a gift, or are they someone who would rather no, just compliment me, put me on the gram, do that kind of thing. That being said, I think this is a perfect time for us to take a break and get ready to bring our guest in. Yes, everyone agree?
I just texted. He said give him another 5 minutes. So I wanted to finish on this right here on social media stuff. Kind of took my train of thought I had. Like, speaking of the host, I'm talking about Jason. We got a guest, Jason Thomas. He's a guy that he was in jail, in prison, serving a 25 to life. He's been out since, and he's changed his life in ways that you would never thought someone who was just recently serving a potential life sentence to come back and like, I'm gonna let him get more into the story, but he's a very inspirational guy because he represents a man's man. He got his testimony. He's a troller. And one thing which I want to talk to him about, I was telling him, is like, he's one of the few guys I know that's on my Facebook page. How girls post stuff on Instagram, Facebook, and all the guys comment, "Oh, girl, you so fine. Girl, did this." Just all these comments. Well, he's the type that women do that to him, and he's like, like women throw it at him. Everybody's like on his page, like, "I'm ready for you" or something. He'll say something freaky, then he'll say something intellectual, have people like he's very deep dude. Then he works, he makes money, like, he's a boss with it. He's a real nice guy. That's the crazy part about everything. He's really nice, So that's why I wanted to bring him on.
He was in for it.
You said what?
I just want to know what he was in for. That's it.
He said he murdered about 5 people. Nah. I don't know. I didn't ask that.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, but he got for a reason, and he's where he's at in life right now for a reason. So,
nothing too crazy this round.
Quick question about prison and stuff. What is y'all? Because I was just talking to one of my friends. Like, she was talking about her cousin who's met a guy in jail through another inmate over the phone, and now they're engaged and stuff. It made me think about the many women over the years, many women over the years I've known from East Coast to out here to sorry, COVID. To actually, I haven't seen too many relationships, maybe 2 out of the many, that the guy got out of jail and did right by his woman. And I just was like, it makes me think about one dude was talking about, and then somebody was talking about how these guys just need that attention, that feminine energy, so of course you're going to fall for whoever needs that attention, and but what's your take on women holding on to men while they're in prison?
I honestly, if I was a man going to prison and I knew I had a girl on the outside, I guess it would depend on how serious our relationship was, but my gut answer is to break it off. Because the last thing I want is to risk, while I'm in there, she's messing with someone else because she needs attention and she can't get it. I would rather just, hey, you're going, especially depending on it also depends on what the time limit is too.
Yeah, how long you gonna be in there?
If it's anything more than, I don't know, several months, I feel like I can't.
Yeah,
anything more than a few months, I think I got just cut it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Anything more than a year, I think anything more than a year, I would rather just just cut it off, because there's also a pretty big guarantee that, look, when I come out of this, I'm gonna be a different person, which means I might be interested in a different person. So if it still works out, then cool. But I would rather not be worried about what you doing, trying to I'm the one that fucked up. Oh, Amani talking because she got experience.
I got what? What you say? No, because I've seen different situations where the woman will wait for a man. Like, for example, one of my, I can't say who it is. Someone I know in DC. He went to jail a few times, and the first time, and his girlfriend kind of stuck around with him. They had a baby together and everything, and like she stuck with him. He was in there for good 4 or 5 years at first. He got back out. He cheated a bunch on her. And then when he went back in, he was in even longer. So then that's when she moved on. Because she was like, okay, look, you're going to keep going back and forth. But when you're out, you're going to... And I see that a lot where a girl will hold the dude down while he's in jail, all these beautiful love letters. And then he get out. He like, oh, you're my queen. I'm going to marry you, blah, blah, blah. He get out. Now, he ain't had some in a long time. You get what I'm saying? So he like, wait a minute. It's like a whole candy shop out here. It's temptation. I'm just going to get it in. You know what I mean? And there goes that loyalty.
Why not get holding you down the whole time?
Huh?
I said, but why not? If you were into this girl and she's the one holding you down, sending you letters and shit, why not get it in with her as opposed to run it? I mean, I get why, like, you're just like, you've been gone for so long, you want to try everything, but
yeah, you want to try everything.
So that's why
this nigga's fucking a lot of pussy who don't go to jail. So you in jail, you gonna want to fuck everything you can.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just cut it off. But I think
that was a good segment right there. We got Jason in the waiting room right in, so we're gonna tap in shortly right here.
I go get some water. Go get some water.
Thank you for tapping back into the Authentic Podcast, Intriguing Nerds. I'm your host, JT, here with my man Cairo, First Lady Imani. Great first segment. How y'all feeling?
Gucci, bro. I'm ready for this next part. It's gonna be a doozy.
Blessed and highly favorite.
I'm looking forward. We tried to get this guest on 2 different times this season already, and failed, but I feel like that's a bigger purpose behind it, because, when an important message is meant to get out there, there's going to be obstacles to really try to get that out of the way. And I was just like, this message is important for just the Black community in general, so, bringing this brother on, cool ass dude, like a jack of all trades, he has many facets to him. We'll learn more about a story we talked about him right before we came back, right before we went on break. We're going to bring him on. Ladies and gents, Jason Thomas.
Thank you.
we got the budget yet to get an actual applause and have that shit. So Monty does the clapping.
We can do
it. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing, brother?
Let me begin by introducing myself and telling you a little bit about my background. My name is Jason Thomas. I'll be 48 years old this year. Whew. Real quick, at the age of 17, I was arrested for, I was in a gang. I was arrested for gang-related homicide. When I turned 18, they released me because they couldn't try me as an adult. So at 18, they released me, refiled on me. I went back to jail, fought my case for 3 years. I was found guilty. In the midst of that, I fought the death penalty and all that, because that's why they released me, because they wanted to try to, give me the death penalty. I beat that, but I got found guilty. I was sentenced to 65 years of life. Went to prison. I was in there. I was a knucklehead, so I was still in there fucking up, doing what I do. Light came on about 26 years old. Started to get my shit together, get my act together, and take accountability for my actions. Long story short. How long were you in at that time? How long were you in? No, it ain't got to be short. How long were you in at that time at 26? Well, at 26, I got rearrested at 18, so about 8 years.
Do the math.
Okay. No, because he said they got time as an adult. I didn't know he went back in or whatever.
Yeah, I was arrested as a minor, and they couldn't try me as an adult, couldn't give me the death penalty, anything, because that's California law. Mm-hmm. So, I would go to court and talk shit. Like, I'll be out when I'm 25. Fuck y'all, all this, you know, to the judge and everything. You know what I mean? So, little did I know, they had a trick up their sleeve. So they dropped all charges, and at 18, and I was coming out the county jail. The detectives were right there waiting on me and refiled on me.
Damn.
So
that's messed up.
So I was sentenced 65 years to life. Was in there messing up, you know, gang activity in prison. Got into an altercation with a rival gang, my homeboys, you know, and my homeboys got killed. I got stabbed up, you know, got another charge filed on me and whatnot. Things were real fucked up in there for me, you know. So about the age of 26, 28, somewhere up in there, started getting, the light came on, I started getting my shit together. Went back to school, ended up getting 3 degrees while I was in there. And eventually went to board, and they released me. They found me suitable for parole, and I say about the 110th day, because it's a 150-day waiting period. 120 for the review board, and then another 30 days the governor reviews it to see if he has the final say if they're going to let you go. So about 110th day, the governor reversed it, took my date. So I'm right back to square one. Had to go through the process again. That was 2013. Went through the process again, got it back in 2015. And I was released September 9th, 2015, after serving 23 years. So basically went in at 17, got out, went back in at 18, got out at 42 years old. So the world was different. I don't know if you can imagine, you know, going to sleep, the world is one way, and waking up, you know, 20-hour years and the world is totally different. You know what I mean? That's how it was for me. So with that said, being the new man that I was, we had a thing at LA Trade Tech where lifers, which is what we're called, the guys that had life sentences that are now out, we had monthly meetings at LA Trade Tech. This particular meeting, it was once a month, meeting we had to go to, was mandatory for parole. Governor Brown was there. I'll pull up some video and send it to you when I get a chance. But I asked Governor Brown, I said, look, man, I fucked up my community, and I understand that. And I want to make a difference. You know, I want to try to repair, fix, bring closure to what I destroyed. You know, is there any programs that I can join? Governor Brown is the type of governor that he talks, you know what I mean? He always have a lot to say and has answers for everything, you know. But he was baffled. He was looking around. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know any programs. So long story short, this guy by the name of Scott Budnick approached me. I don't know who he was. Gave me his card. It was he has this nonprofit organization called ARC, which stands for Anti-Recidivism Coalition. And I was like, all right. He's like, come to my office on Monday. I'm like, all right, I'll be there, man. You know. So Scott Budnick is a Hollywood producer. He produced Hangover 1, 2, and 3, War Dogs, Road Trip, a bunch of other movies. And you can pull him up and see all the work he's done. A lot of these laws that are changing in California is because of him and his nonprofit. So I went up there, ended up talking to him, ended up becoming a member. There's other members that are famous members like John Legend and his wife are members. The late Kobe Bryant was a member. Tobey Maguire is a member. There's a lot of different members, famous people that are members of this organization. So with Scott, what I would do, and me and other guys and women like me, we would go up to Sacramento and talk to the governor, talk to the legislature, California legislation, the senators, and lobby getting certain laws passed that will give incarcerated men and women a second chance to get out and be productive members of society. And we've gotten AB 260 passed, 261, SB 9, you know, bunch of different laws that got passed in California that are giving people a second chance to become incarcerated. So with that there, you know, that's a portion of what I do. I've been up to Sacramento and helped certain officials get elected. I did a introductory speech for one guy named Rusty Hicks. He was running for California Democratic chair. So I went there, spoke in front of 5,000 people, and that was basically the deciding factor of him getting elected to that governmental seat. So done work with.
So let me ask you, how's you coming from? Like, as you look at 48 and you look back on your life till now, like, what can you say you've learned, and what have you felt? Do you feel like you found your purpose?
I found my calling. I found my purpose. I genuinely like helping people, and making a difference. Right now, my trade, I'm a operating engineer. So operating engineer is someone that basically operates all the heavy equipment on a construction site, from the cranes to the bulldozers, backhoes, and whatever. I worked on the LA.
I said, you making that bank.
Yeah, I make $100,000 a year now. After I got out at 15, I became an engineer officially in 17. So about a year and a half, making 100,000. I hit the ground running, man. I wasn't waiting on nothing. So,
the degrees you got while you were inside, did those help you get that job or no?
I don't want to use those degrees.
What did you get
but
then?
I got them. I got the degrees for anticipation for being a business owner.
Okay.
Because it's in marketing, general business. You know what I mean? So that's what those are for. But as far as being an operating engineer, you don't need any experience.
Yeah.
It's just a mathematical entry exam. You got to score high, and they'll call you in, and they pay you as they train you.
How was you able to get a job? Because how was you able to get a job? Because when people usually serve, they usually have it on their record or whatever. So how are you able to get?
That's a good question. Very good question. One thing I learned with the background checks, typically businesses only go from 7, max 9 years back. My crime happened 23, 25 years ago, the time I was applying for applications. They're not looking back that far. So when I fill out applications, have you been incarcerated? I'm like, I put no. They say, have you been incarcerated in the last 7 years? No, I haven't. I was incarcerated the last 20 years. I thought
it was from the time you get out, but you're saying it's from the time you go in.
Exactly.
Oh.
So when they do the background check on me, nothing comes up. The only time something comes up if it's like a high security job, like at an airport or trains or whatever, where they have to do the live scan, then my stuff will pop up. But just regular jobs like I have and everything else, nothing comes up. As far as they're concerned, I've never been incarcerated.
I'm glad you said that. That's important, because I wanted to talk about how a lot of men don't get it together in the system. And it's like, what do you say to that? Like the men who just stay stuck in that complacency or get worse. As to you just say, I'm making something out of myself.
Well, the key word is stuck. They're stuck. And they're stuck because they've accepted their fate, and they accepted their life. And they've accepted it because they like it. They don't really see anything wrong with it. People typically change when they see wrong or a chance to do better, be better. That's when people typically make a change, no matter what it is in life. That's when people typically make a change at that time, or when they go or they fall to rock bottom. You know what I mean? That's when people
make they feel like or some hits them that there's a bigger purpose. Like Malcolm X, he served time and it hit him, So who would have thought he would have figured that out? So it's like, it seems like this is the mentality, because it's like, yeah, you're in there, but it's like, you don't have to be what you're in for. Like yourself, you was in there, but you was like, I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm better than this. And it's like, it seems like you're one in a million. And it could be 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100, but it seems like you're 1 in a million that's been able to do this and progress as far as you have.
I'm gonna say 90%, 95% of my friends that are lifers, a lot of them are on my page. They're quiet, they're silent, you know what I mean? But because they're out there doing shit, you know what I mean? And a lot of them are successful. They're married, got a kid, started business. Mm-hmm. They're all doing good. 95% of them are doing good. I've maybe 3 of them went back to prison. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But something different. But went back to prison. But the rest of them are doing good. Huh?
I guess when you survive life, I guess surviving life makes you look at life differently. Because if you're just doing 10 years, you go back in, but you survive life and you already had the mindset you might be in there for life and you get out. I guess it makes you appreciate life more. Like,
it does.
And are they in a certain age? Are they around the same age as you usually? Because
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was wondering, because a lot of my relatives, like, I've had these conversations with them whenever they get out. They're like they have these big goals, big ambitions, and then they get frustrated because they're like, okay, I can't get a job. I can't get this. I want to do this, and that. I feel stuck, like we just mentioned. And then they end up turning back to what got them in there, because that's the best way to know how to make money a lot of the times. Yeah. And so that's why I asked if it was an age difference, because a lot of the times they're under 30, my relatives, when they come out. And so what advice do you have to young men who do kind of fall into kind of a cycle with kind of going in, they have these big goals and ambitions, but they feel they're not confident that they have the skills to start that business they dream of? What advice do you have for them?
It's a lot. I wish I wrote this down. I usually just give it off the top of my head. But it's first thing is seeing that change and knowing the change. Typically, we all that are incarcerated have big dreams and aspirations. So with those big dreams and aspirations, you want to write them down. I didn't really understand the significance of writing stuff down, but when you write it down, you subconsciously absorb it and you start working toward it. You know what I mean? So they need to write that down. It's got to be realistic goals. Two, they need a support system. A support system are people that have it, want it, but most of all want to see you with it. Those are what I call quality friends. You got to have that.
Write that down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's for anybody. You know what I mean? If you look at your contacts, how many of those do you have in your contacts? How many of those people that you can call? I'm not talking about people to give you money. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that if you're feeling a certain way about something, especially if you've been firmly incarcerated, you feel like giving up, going back to your lifestyle. How many people in your contacts can you call that's going to talk you off that cliff? How many people in your contacts are going to say, hey, or just call you out the blue, like, hey, here's a job lead. Hey, here's how you can get get into this program over here. Here's how you can get a loan. Here's how you can get your credit better. You know what I mean? Those type of people that are giving you valuable information that you can build your life on top of and get where you need to be. How many of us have that in your contacts? That's something everybody needs to ask yourself. Because if you just got willy-nilly up in your contacts, that's useless. That's useless information. You know what I mean?
Well, most people hang with people that are not good for them anyway. Most people don't even know themselves to know what type of people they need in their circle. Yeah.
And that's very important, because who's in your circle really depends on how peaceful your life and successful your life is going to be. It's about who you know and what you know, not what you have. You know what I mean? Because that's the keys to success. Information and who you know. You know what I mean?
Well, what was that process like? I know you mentioned around 26, that's when you kind of had that aha moment. What was that process like, getting that click, to say, hey, this is the change I want to make. I'm determined to make it. This is my decision. What was that?
What woke you up?
Exactly.
That was the incident. That was the incident where my homeboy got killed and I got stabbed up. And it was crazy because at that time, let me see, I think he was like 25 and I was like 23, 24. I think I was like, no. I was like 26. Because we used to play basketball a lot together. We're from the same neighborhood, whatever. He was like 6'5". You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown. You might be Chris Brown being 6'5", with hella basketball skills. You know what I mean? So
Breezy can play.
He was my boy. And what's crazy, he got killed and I got stabbed, and a couple other my homies got stabbed over some stuff that happened in 1983.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's how prison is with the prison politics, especially level 4 maximum security. There's beefs and stuff going around from 1978, 79. Here you are, it's 2000, 1995, 97, and you get caught up in that. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It happens that fast. You know what I mean? And, you don't really see it coming. You know what I mean? Or you see it coming, but you can't do nothing about it. You just got to handle your business. You know I got stabbed in the arm. It came through, you know what I mean? He's trying to stab me in my neck, but my friend died. He died. You know what I'm saying? He got stabbed in the heart and died. He didn't even know what the hell was going on. I was trying to explain to him what happened because I just got out the hole. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? And that's when it came. So that was my aha moment. And I sat there in the hole for like a year, for a year, thinking about everything, like thinking about who I am, what I'm capable of, my intelligent level compared to everybody else. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I could have done this, could have done that, could have seen this, could have been here, done that. You know what I mean? So, because when I got arrested, I was playing football. I was on a scholarship. I was gangbanged, but I was on a football scholarship, man. I was in papers and shit, so I fucked that all off, So that was my aha moment. I'm like, man, I gotta. And my daughter at that time was like 10 years old. I left when she was 20 months. You know what I mean? I didn't get out until she was 24, 25. She's 29 now. You know what I mean?
What's that been like, rebuilding that relationship with your daughter once you got out? What's that process been like?
We had our ups and downs. We had our ups and downs. We had our downs where we didn't talk for like a year or two. You know what I mean? So, but right now at this point, since last year, we're like good. You know what I mean? Because we, I think you've seen it, James, where me and her were skydiving. And
yeah, I see you post. You don't post for much, and I understand why. But it's good. It's good to see that. Because not having her, you in her life, whatever reason it is, that's going to hurt a woman. She's in her 20s, so it's probably a lot of pain and stuff she probably had to.
It was, and I didn't understand that. It was, and I didn't understand that because, like, when I told her, I have a kid on the way, she was like mad. I'm like, you tripping on? But what I didn't understand was my son was going to get the time with me that she didn't. Yeah. And she wasn't feeling that, but she's good now. You know what I mean? That's her little boy, her little brother.
But you have to understand that you was young and you made mistakes, and you wasn't not trying to be in her life. You just your mistakes came back on you, and I guess you had to understand that as well. And she's at an age where she's mature enough to understand that, hurt or not, and be forgiven, and things like that. Speaking of your newborn, little Jay Jr. and stuff. How is that as a new I won't say new, but kind of like it's like a new father because you getting to see your son grow up and stuff. How's that being how's daddy life with that, and what struggles have it, if there's any struggles with everything?
That's great, but let me finish her question about.
Go ahead.
About the but yeah, you want to have friends, that are going to help you, get to where you need to be. When you're out, you need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals as well that are trying to goal obtain. That way, you guys can network together. You also want to try to find any and all programs for people that are recently formerly incarcerated. There's a lot. There's so many funding and classes and this and money. They'll just throw at you because you're getting off your feet and they don't want you to go back in. You know what I mean? So it's about, and like I said, ARC is a big help with that because basically what they do is help formerly incarcerated people reintegrate back into society with jobs and funding and housing and everything. You know what I mean? So like they have a class where they'll teach you how to code. You know what I mean?
Is that just a California program or is that
California?
Is that okay.
It's just California for now. Northern California, like Sacramento, Southern California here, and then down like San Bernardino. So that's basically where they're at for now.
It'd be nice if they had that all over.
Yeah. They're trying to expand, but again, it's funding and logistics and getting people that's really going to be about helping the formerly incarcerated. You know what I mean? So, Kim Kardashian, she's a member too. So
really,
the Rams are a member. The Clippers are a member. So there's a lot of help. I worked on the Rams Stadium. I helped build that. I helped build the Crenshaw Metro line here. Right now, I'm building a 9-mile extension to the Gold Line in Pomona. And I worked on some big projects, so it can be done. There's really, honestly, there's no excuse. If you get out, you want it, you can get it. The thing is, when guys get to that point where they're frustrated, we typically revert back to what we know and what we were comfortable with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what that is. So that's why you got to surround yourself by people that want to see you with it. You know what I mean? That's very
kind
key.
of push you
Keep guys
in the right direction.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Because there's times.
Mm-hmm.
There's times when I got out, I wanted to go back to what I was doing because I didn't got mad at somebody and I'm finna go do something to somebody, or I'm like, let me go and sell these drugs over here or do this and do that. And I'm like, I have people like, no, 2-3 people, no, don't do that, don't know. You know what I mean?
So we all need that support system.
Keep you grounded.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you got the wrong people. They're gonna tell you, go do that.
Yeah, go out here and get it. Well, what if okay, so before you find that group of people, as far as within yourself, is that just a matter of I know you said writing visions down and stuff, but what other things for internally can they do before they find that program, before they find that core group of people?
I can't speak for other prisons in other states because I don't know how it goes, but in California, there's a lot of what's called self-help programs. You got Criminal Gang Anonymous, AA, NA. They have Alternative to Violence, Conflict Resolution. So I got certifications in all these courses where I can actually teach them now. So it gave me an opportunity to see things from a different angle.
Right.
Taught me how to use my words before I use my physical or violence, or as an alternative. It taught me how to identify explosive situations and diffuse it before it gets there. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, conflict comes from needs and wants, and people not understanding how to achieve those needs and wants without running somebody else over to get it. You know what I mean? That's 90% of conflict. You know what I mean? That's what it rides from. You know what I mean? So once you learn how to achieve your needs and wants without fucking somebody over to get it, then you don't have no conflict in your life. Believe it or not. You can't control somebody coming in and trying to rob you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that you create in your life. That shit don't exist no more. So when people know me and see me, why is this motherfucker always smiling and laughing and happy and cracking jokes? Because I ain't got no conflict. Because I understand what to do to avoid all that shit. See it, avoid it, or if I can't avoid it, diffuse it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Peace, man.
Absolutely. That's important.
Daddy life.
I'm meditation too.
The younger you are to able to understand that and achieve that, the longer you enjoy your life, the better you enjoy your life, man. You know what I mean? It took me 4 hours in prison of life since to learn it, but you don't have to go to jail to learn it.
JT is heathing. He wants to get into this daddy life.
No. I'm only because of time reasons. That's why I know certain podcasts, like the ones that like really making money and stuff. They have people when they on segments. They have people that give them on their time. Like, all right, it's 30 minutes into
that's my
segment. So that's because we can be on this show for 3 hours and stuff, and not everybody gonna watch a 3-hour pod.
I won't.
Right.
I will get off.
But my son, he's a blessing, man. I love that little dude, man. I'm loving fatherhood, I came from a 2-parent household, so that's what I'm used to. And I want to give my son the same thing, He's everything, man. He right now he's just started crawling, you know what I mean? He's getting ready to be 9 months at the end of this month, the 25th of this month. So his first words is dada. His mom can't understand it. Because it's like, I give this boy all this attention and love and spend all this time with him. And he's talking about dada, but yeah, I'm trying to get him into baby modeling, but time, I would have to take off work for extra amount of time to get it done,
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Has it been struggles? Has it been struggles just with everything? So I know you financially set, so I know that probably was on that end, just like maybe
no, they don't have any problems with him. You know what I mean? It's just some of the problems I've had was just relationship type stuff. You know what I mean? Them the only problems I ever had really since I've been home is relationship type stuff. Because
which we're going to get to, Tony.
Technically.
It's crazy because my situation I'm used to women being a certain way. And now being out after 23 years and see how women are and how relationship dynamic is, especially in the Black community, it threw me off.
So how has it changed? How has it changed?
Women, there's always, I'm gonna say this first before I get started. There's always what I call exception to the rule, or outliers. You know, you have a societal norms or norms to whatever, and you have the couple things that are different from that.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, for the most part, women back in the day were classy. You still had hoes back then, freaky chicks, whatever. You had it back then, but all that stuff was undercover.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't out in the open.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Homosexuality was undercover. It was like a sub.
Don't ask.
Like a sub society. You know what I mean? Women were not aggressive towards men, like, you know, approaching men, and they weren't like that. Women were women that dressed, you know, provocatively, but it was nothing like it is now. Prostitution back then was really older women, not, you know, 23 and younger how it is now, or whatever. You know, women were different, man. You typically would have to meet a mother or father to take a girl out, you know, or a grandmother, wherever she was living with. You know what I mean? It just wasn't, you know, ain't no honking the horn and come on out. You got to go up to the door, knock on the door, you know, such home, meet people so they know who you are, who she's leaving with. Ain't like that no more, you know. I get out, you know, women, it was a role reversal. Women were making more money. Women were approaching men. Men were taking more of a feminine role in relationships, you know, being taken care of by women, you know, sitting in the passenger seat driving, you know, tight clothes, tight, even the jewelry's tight, you know, they wearing chokers now, you know, women
not chokers.
Women were wearing chokers. You know, but so you got to understand, with me, it was from this way. I didn't get to see the gradual change because in prison, all you get is four walls and the sky. There's no trees. There's no nothing. You don't see kids grow up. None of that. It's just, it's like a time. It's like a time. Literally, time really stops. Yeah. You see stuff on TV, but you don't get to see how time changes. You know what I mean? So for me to see women and society and Black community this way, and then boom, I don't see that gradual change. And boom, it's like this now. I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny because now, because that kind of makes sense because, you know, we went through Facebook and shit, and you are a wild motherfucker. Like, your personality don't match your motherfucking posts. Your posts, you say some of the craziest shit of anybody that I have on my Facebook, and it'd be so hilarious. You know how to trigger. People say I trigger. You know how to trigger the girls, you know. But this is what I was talking, because there's certain, I was telling Cairo and Monty for you. I was like, you're like a low-key celebrity, because only celebrity men have women just straight throw their pussy at them and stuff like that. And you're like a celebrity, low-key. I don't know if you know, it's like a local celebrity, because you're the one guy that got on my Facebook that everybody shoots their shots at you. You know, they shoot it like openly, like, yeah, I'll take it. What's up? Like, I'm like, damn. And you just play it also with all your memes or gifs or whatever, and it's just like you go by things so cool, man. It's like how do you handle all the hit? Because you know they're hitting on you on the comments. I'm sure they're hitting you on DMs. So how do you go about handling all the shots? Women shooting their shots.
You remember when I went back and said how I was talking about the different programs guys can take in prison to better themselves, the self-help programs. And I don't have it right now, but I have a stack of certifications like this. The thing with being a lifer, you don't just do your certain amount of time and they say, hey, you can go home. It doesn't work like that. You have to see a forensic psychologist, explain to her your childhood, all the way up until why you committed your crime and what have you done to make sure that doesn't happen again. You have to take all these self-help courses. Basically, you have to be your own literal psychologist, self-diagnose yourself and explain to them in their language to a psychologist how you're no longer a dangerous society. Mm-hmm. So with that said, I understand the human mind to a degree. I'm not saying I'm a professional or I have degrees in that, but what I'm saying is I understand it because I have to go through it for myself. So when I post stuff, it's not really, yes, entertaining, but I'm looking for something. Like you said, trigger, that's exactly what I'm doing, because I'm looking for how people react and say certain things. I'm really dissecting people's mind on there. So with the women, I'm trying to understand them now, how they are today. So I can make a post, a certain post and say something, and the women's response would tell me what they like sexually, how they think about finances in relation to men. Are they financially stable? You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to flat act on that. I can say something that would trigger those responses. And that's what I've been doing for X amount of years.
You are a master trigger man, dog. You are the master trigger man. Like and it's crazy because like you said stuff and I've been chiming in, got in comments and stuff. I'll be like, man, this man speaks his truth. But you got a certain, but I can tell you have a certain respect in the Black community that excuse me, that allows you to say the things that you're able to say, because certain men, they say the same things you say, it's gonna come with backlash and insults. And you might have a couple of girls that might say something like,
I do.
"Oh, why you be saying this?" But most times people respect what you got to say, whether they agree or not, and talk to you with a certain level of respect, whether they agree or not. And that goes to show the respect that you have on people, not just the women, but on fellas respect you too. Like, I respect you. That's why I got you on the pod,
Because
they do. I kept saying we was going to talk and make it happen. So.
Yeah, because you're right. It's not, I don't just solely trigger, but I also, like recently I just did a thing where I posted, I think I ended up getting like 7 people into refinery jobs. Well, they'll be probably, depending on how long the job is, anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 when they're done with the job. You know what I mean?
What's a refinery job?
Refinery job basically is typically cleanup, chemicals and stuff inside the oil refinery. So, I just got like 8 people off of Facebook in that, you know what I mean? If they have the RSO card I have posted, you know what I mean? So, and I help people do stuff. So the people that are on my Facebook, I've either helped them in some type of way or encouraged them in some type of way. So there's that side of me that people have seen. So they know like when I say shit and do shit, it's not coming from a bad place. You know what I mean? Only time I really have clashes with people that don't know me and I trigger something and then they come with something negative, but I use my intellect, in it all, so it's been a learning experience for me. Women, I noticed with women, you have some that are a large majority that if they like what they see, they're going to go after it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. And I've learned that a lot of younger women like older men. When I say younger women, I'm talking from like the ages of like 28 to freaking 19 years old going after 40-something-year-old men. You know what I mean? I've seen that a lot. And it's like, that's I'm not gonna say it's odd. It's like it's not what I grew up with. And the internet itself, social media, is something I didn't grow up with. So when I'm on there, I don't really view it or take it as serious as everybody else does. So when people say shit on there, it doesn't affect me like it affects other people. What do you say?
Does some of that be enticing? Because if certain men that was getting the shots that you get thrown at, they let them score. They scoring. So I'm like, does the shots be tempting?
But I'm gonna be blunt. When you get enough pussy, you're not really controlled by pussy. When you're not getting it like that, it's like it can control you. And some men are controlled and triggered and easily manipulated and done whatever for some pussy. I've had enough. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna control me. It's not gonna make me change my thoughts. It's not gonna make me change my morals. It's not gonna make me, do something that's not me. You know what I mean? There's beautiful women. I don't know if I even showed you. There's beautiful women that get at me all the time, and whatever, leave me alone. You know what I mean? There's beautiful women I've been in a relationship with, and they're like, oh, if I'm not doing something they don't like, it's like, I don't think we should talk anymore. I'm like, okay, fine. Bye. Knowing they think I'm gonna chase them down for it, I'm like, no, go on. That's a red flag for me. Go ahead, go on. I'm cool.
I like
you know what I mean? So a lot of women don't know how to deal with me. You know what I mean? Because I have a good job. I have a good career. a huge bank account, got my own cars, my own place.
And they know that too.
I dress okay.
They be ready. They be like, yo, pick me.
There's no,
pick me.
I'm not perfect, but there's no holes in me that the average woman says they're in men. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, he broke, or he ain't got no house, he ain't got no car. I got all those boxes checked. So when you're dealing with me as a man, you're gonna have to deal with me as a man, and you're a woman. You can't manipulate me with nothing. You're not finna use no money. You're not finna use your pussy. You're not finna use none of that, because it don't work. You know what I mean? I know how to cook. I clean my own shit. You got to come right with me as a female.
You're a great cover too. You be covering girls so nicely. You cover with them gifs. Them gifs. You just love to. And then sometimes I don't even know you be mutual friends with certain girls. They'll say something about men or something, and here you go commenting, dropping some gems or something. And sometimes they might respect it, or you might trigger something. They're like, here you go, or some shit. They just
yeah. I was for a minute. I was known as the one date guy. You know, because I would go on a date with a female and that would be it. You know, date would go good. And no sex involved, no nothing. The day would go good and there would be no second date. And I would get questioned about that. It's just like, you know, and I would tell them about the red flags I got. You know what I mean? And it's like either they accept it or not, you know, because none of us are perfect, you know, but the sooner we understand what our imperfections are and how they affect other people, the quicker we can work on it and get the happiness that we're looking for.
Man, that's some real shit right there, man. Do you think these chicks today are a lot? What do you think of today's women these days? Today's black women? Do you feel like they're more desperate and miserable these days than before? Like, how do you see?
Desperate and miserable. Those are strong words.
I see women as generally unhappy. I'm talking about the black community. That's all I can speak on. I generally see black women unhappy with their dating pool of black men, and I understand why. I believe you can do what you want to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking towards homosexuality. There's a lot of guys that are gay or going both ways that a lot of black women are not into. Some women will compromise not being into that, but date what man is doing that just to have somebody. You know what I mean? There's a lot of men that, you know, aren't working, but if they are working, it's a remedial job that isn't paying much. You got a lot of black men that are out in the streets, you know what I mean? And then you have black men that we understand that black women outnumber us, you know, 10-1, 15-1, or whatever it is. And we just having it our way, you know what I mean? So, and I understand the frustration, you know, the black women, you know, especially those that are single mothers with kids and the father ain't there. You know what I mean? So black women have a lot to be angry, upset, and frustrated about. And
not to mention black men that praise other races instead of black women. You know,
too.
that other women.
You're right. I forgot about that. You're right. You know, I don't date outside my race, so I didn't come off my head right now. You know, so but and they're dealing with that. You know, and especially as dating outside of the race, they'll see a black man date somebody in the race and he's doing everything right. And they're like, you know what I mean? So, and what I tell black women is slow down. Slow down will help you protect your heart. Because a lot of times, everybody likes sex, man. And women, what I learned with women, they like sex just as much as men. They dick hounds just like we pussy hounds, but women do a way better job at keeping that under wraps or hiding it. You know what I mean? So what I tell women is to slow down, because if you slow down, you will see the red flags of a particular guy that you're interested in. If he hasn't, you know what I'm saying? Have your standards first.
Slow down though.
Slow down though, the main thing. Because on both sides, men and women, we're jumping into these sexual relationships too fast, and then our heart falls, especially women, falls into it, and then 3 weeks, a week later, we found out he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And then this happens 2 or 3 times. Now it's all men ain't shit. So now you have this wounded woman, a wounded man going into the next relationship with these wounds and expecting that next person to repair your wounds. You're not even giving them a chance off the top. That might even be your soulmate, but you coming in here into the relationship thinking they the one that's supposed to fix your wounds, And it's a cycle. It's a cycle. And I tell women that, but it's one in ear and out the other. You should wear a condom. I'm like, bro,
Cause these hoes don't really take accountability for shit.
I tell women this. I tell women this. Listen.
No, don't do that, JT.
Listen. I say men should wear a condom. He should be responsible for his dick. But you understand, men and women, mostly men, like raw sex. By that being your vagina, you're supposed to have more responsibility over it and not having him be responsible for it. Protect yours before you allow him to protect yours or respect yours, because he's not going to do it. He's going to fuck your pussy over and do what he want with it. You know what I mean? It's up to you to set that
a lot of men, you got to set boundaries with men. I know that, because they will keep trying and pushing until they know, I can't do this and that.
You gotta tell a nigga, like the rules. Give us the rules straight off the back so we know what we're getting into. Because otherwise, we're just like, well, she didn't say anything, so I'm gonna
stick it in wrong. Yeah, exactly. So that's real shit. But I can't even argue against that. That's true. But from the feminist movement or through the feminist movement, I get a lot of pushback on that. And women are saying, well, he should wear a condom. I'm like, but he's not if you don't let him. You know what I mean? So
I think that conversation kind of goes on. You got to be. It's a very sensitive, or
it is.
It's about how you word it, because at first when you started talking, I was like, wait a minute, and then you kept talking. I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. He's on the right path, because a lot of the times men's faults is kind of a strong word, but faults are put on women. Yeah. And it's like, okay, even though this is that man's job, he's a grown ass man. Yeah. He needs to wear his own condoms or whatever. But I do get your point. And like, well, this is your body. You know what I mean? And you do gotta, control your boundaries at the end of the day.
Like you said.
Yeah, you gotta set boundaries. Yeah, if you put it that way, but if you put it in a way of, or not you particularly, but if someone puts it in a way of like, oh, men fuck up, so excuse my language, but men mess up. So, it's the woman's fault because she's allowing it to happen. That's different. I feel like we've had that.
That's that toxic masculinity bullshit. Toxic masculinity bullshit.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel? What's some advice can you get to the fellas? Because a lot of fellas act like, and I know you see it. A lot of fellas put a lot of blame on the women too, and always talking shit and stuff. Yes, they do. And they gotta get their shit together too, and they be having flaws too. Because they're supposed to get a good quality woman, and they fucking it up and stuff because of their own issues and stuff like that. And they don't be wanting to always hear that real talk either. So we can say to women, but there's a lot of niggas don't be wanting to hear that real talk though. So what can you say to brothers so they can stop bitching about them not getting the right woman, and do right?
There's so many freaking variations of how us men are fucked up, right? You have men, like I said, that understand that women outnumber us 2-1 or whatever, 10-1, and they're having it their way. But in the midst of that, and I'm a person that I'm accepting of people, but I'm not accepting of actions. I learned to separate the two. You know what I mean? So when I say that, if you want to have it your way, be single. Don't get into a relationship and then turn around and say, you're going to cheat on your girl. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Be single, and then in the midst of being single, explain to a woman that you meet or that approaches you like, hey, I am single. I want to stay single. Yeah, I'm playing around or whatever, living life, enjoying life. I don't live in a relationship. If you want to come with that ride, I promise you're not going to regret the ride. I'm not talking sexually, just sexually. You know what I mean? So be open and honest. And you wouldn't believe a lot of women will accept that because you're open and honest and you're giving her an opportunity to make grown-up decisions with her life. You're not fooling her or leading her on. So, but then you have men that use women because he doesn't have a job or doesn't have a place to stay. So I'm gonna get to the relationship and live with her, but I really don't like her. I really don't be in a relationship with her like that. But so I'm messing around with other females, but she's providing a roof over my head. You got those type. And that's why I tell women to slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Well, do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater?
No. No. Because people change, people evolve. Once a cheater is always a cheater if he doesn't see the need to change. If he sees the need to change, then he'll evolve into something better. but he has to understand who he is at this point in time in his life and what he's doing and how he's affecting others with his actions. Until that happens, he or she is going to keep doing what they do.
Right.
You know?
That's true. Yeah.
So,
do you think it kind of depends on the person they're dating, though, or is that more so a self thing? Like,
it's
I'm
more
going to be
self.
to this person. It's more self.
It's more self, because it could be a thing where, she came at me, I reciprocated, and we fucking now, and it's cool, but I'm not really feeling her like that. I got these other females over here that I was either already in my life or that's checking me out. I'm fucking with them too. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, it's a many factors, mitigating circumstances and why guys are doing what they're doing. But this is why I tell women, to slow down so you can see who he is. Like, for example, when you apply an application to a business for a job, when you fill out the application, they just don't hire you right there. This is a bullshit job. Then they send you through they look over your application and they send you through an interview process. I'm not saying women do the same thing, but I'm saying run a little ghetto background check on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Who is his friends? Are his friends single? Are they dating somebody? Are they married? Who are the people he's hanging around? You feel what I'm saying? Ask about his ex-girlfriends. Ask about his body count. Ask to talk to one of his ex-girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do that on your own. You know what I mean? So, you can do that on your own. That don't take nothing but a couple hours out your life. That will give you years of peace of mind. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think a faithful man can be with a group of friends who aren't faithful? Do you think does that? No.
It depends on their history.
Okay.
It depends on their history, and it depends on what they like doing with their free time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, typically married men hang around and do stuff with other married men because they end up doing stuff as couples and couples. You know what I mean? Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. That doesn't change. You know what I mean? So now I'm not saying he's not going to have any friends that are single, but he ain't going to be really hanging with them tough like that because their lifestyles are different.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say you're all about who you like. It's funny because I always mention how before I had my son, it was like my circle was changing over the years. I used to hang with friends that I allowed to disrespect me in front of women, try to get at my women, or just like always try to talk down on me and things like that. And then like over the last year or two, I was like started to hang around more single fathers, married men, and I didn't have a kid, or I wasn't married, but I tend to vibe with these kind of brothers more than I was vibing with the other kind of brothers. And then eventually I had a son, and then I don't know about the marriage thing, but it's like I always take advice from the single dads, like the ones that in their kids' lives, and that helps as to someone that's not in the kid's life or still chasing. They're gonna chase hoes, period. But how much effort you put into it in terms of it distracting you from your goals in terms of becoming a better person and becoming a better man. Right. And sometimes a lot of men you're gonna chase ass, but they chase it to where it affects them becoming a better man and involving and becoming a better person. Like someone like you got it together. So if you wanted to give this girl, that girl, nobody can say shit. You ain't using life for nothing, anything. So yeah.
It goes back to who you surround yourself with. You know what I mean? So if you're around dudes that are married, dudes that have kids, they can give you advice on stuff with your kid and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah. I've had, for me personally, being single and having the little level of success I had, it was still hard for me to date or find quality dates. You know what I mean? Because I'm either dealing with a woman that's been hurt from a previous relationship, women that are used to men being a certain way, so they think I'm that way. So I find myself trying to prove to her, like, nah, I'm not that nigga. I'm me. You know what I mean? Then I've dated women.
Girls do be able to sometimes say some shit. They do say some shit like that. Like, you're just like you're like you don't know me. How do you know what I'm like?
Right. Because
I see how you dress and how you carry yourself.
Yeah, because they thinking I have, like, they see the women on Facebook and like, oh, you got a fan club, or you got bitches, you got this. I'm like, nah.
You always get that.
What do I look like having a Facebook full of dudes?
It's called projecting, guys.
You know, thank you.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know.
You because they assume it's gonna happen.
No, say it. Don't say you don't know. Say it. Speak
no, I'm saying like what
I do it all the time.
And I'm speaking for personal experience.
You call it women's intuition,
right? If a guy is sitting, even if the guy is faithful, right? It's harder. If a woman has been through something, it is harder to be with the guy. He got all these girls all on his page, commenting little stuff. He ain't correcting them on nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? Then you hanging around with friends who do stuff like this. Then you got all, and then you used to do stuff like that. So then it makes it harder to build that trust. Because it's like, okay, well, how do I know, you have changed if your behavior says this? You get what I'm saying? So even though sometimes you can be with the guy who's not doing any of that, but speaking from personal experience, your mouth and your actions got to line up. And I think a lot of guys don't realize that unless they're to a certain maturity level where they'll talk and they actually show what they're talking about.
Yeah.
See,
they be about it.
Yeah, because me being older, and being old school, for example, I still open doors and pull out chairs. I do that, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I know women aren't even used to that. Dudes ain't doing that no more, you know what I mean? I'm like,
no, they're not.
I didn't. It took me some time to understand that.
Gentlemen,
maybe the first day.
Let girls stop. I'm used to girls not. Go ahead.
I'm not the best communicator, but I understand the importance of communication in any relationship, no matter what it is. That's important. And in communication, it's not just you talking. You have to listen too, and then you have to come. Not only just listening, you have to come to a resolution. The both of you. You have to come to a resolution. After you come to that resolution, after you come to that resolution, now you got to put that into your actions. You know what I mean? So that's the school I'm from. So, don't get me wrong, I meet women and we talk different things and go through this, and I'll explain all this, what I'm explaining to you. And it's like in one ear and out the other. And I understand that because it used to be in a certain way. You know what I mean? And I get that. And it's like, raising one kid, I can't just hold your hand through all this. You got to show me something. You know what I mean? You have to show me something, just like I got to show you something. When we're dating, that's an audition. That's an audition for what I'm going to either be putting up for the next 20, 25, 30 years. Do I want to put up with that? Do you want to put up with this? You know what I mean? So if the answer is no, then I'm not going to waste your time. I'm damn sure not going to waste mine. So
yes, please do not waste time.
We are running low on it, so I have to ask this question. I know you said you have a new son on the way, and you're talking about your experience with women in the past. Are you looking to settle down anytime soon?
Man, hell no. Fuck that. Not for real. Yeah.
You were passionate about that response.
He's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Fuck all the hoes. Not for real, but yeah, I am. I really am. I'm right there.
Yeah, make sure the coach is clear. Like, she listening. Yeah. I plan on settling down. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so draining. It's draining, dealing with different people all the time, different personalities, going on different dates all the time and doing this and doing that. And it's a lot, because I tell women, if we date, I'm not going to be dating you exclusively, because I'm not going to sit here and waste my time for one person. And my time is short. I'm going to be 48 years old, this year. Eventually I'm going to start looking my age. So I gotta find somebody that
crack potion start to wear off.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You're gonna be 70, still looking 40.
Right.
So I wanna settle down. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to take care of nobody. I don't want nobody trying to take care of me financially. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she has to be rich, doing better than me, but bring something to the table that we can build on. You know what I mean? Because I look up and down Facebook, and I see him pay a bill, him pay all the bills and this and that. That's what makes a real man. And I'm like, I'm like, no, that's not what makes a real man. What's the use of him paying all your bills and he's fucking your best friend?
Mhm.
You know, we need to put more. You know, make a man's moral actions the norm, not what he makes so much. You know what I mean? I'm not saying ignore what he's doing economically, but bring balance to his moral side. You know, is he a moral person? You know, if he has kids, how often is he seeing those kids?
Mm-hmm.
Women will, you know, I've noticed women will date a man, he ain't seen his kids at all, and they be cool with that. Like, and then turn around and have a kid with him.
Like some dummies.
And they wonder why he's a dummy.
Kids gonna be different, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it works the same for men too. Yeah.
Just because, like I was saying, just because of my success, my little success, it's still hard for me. It's hard, man. It's hard.
That's one of those things you kind of just gotta go with the flow, you know.
Yeah. I go slow. Sometimes fast, sometimes deep. You know, whatever.
What did this conversation turn into?
I'm just seeing if you're paying attention.
But that's how I know it's time to wrap.
Yes, it's about that time. It's about that time.
Yeah,
and that's the stuff James is talking about. I be doing on Facebook. You know, I'll just shoot some shit out there in the universe. You know, but
do you have any final words before we let you go?
There's so much.
Fuck bitches get money. You can go with that.
Nah, just be patient with everything. You know what I mean? Everything is fast. Everything is microwave right now. You know, be that one person that's different from the crowd and be patient. Be patient with your goals. Be patient with who you are. Be patient with your development. Be patient with other people. Be patient with love. Be patient with forgiveness. Be patient with understanding. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. You know what I mean? And I promise you, everything will come to you that you want. I promise you. I'm telling you from experience, not from opinion. Just be patient with everything you do, man. Patience doesn't mean moving slow.
Patience is a virtue.
Patience is a virtue. Patience means stepping back, taking a look at the big picture, taking a look at things a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, how it's going to turn out. If you make this certain action or decision, be patient like that. You know what I mean? Just be patient, man. Everything will come to you. I promise you. Love, laughter, success, finance, it all come to you. Be patient, man. Take a look at everything and acquire those quality friends, man. Those quality friends are what that have it, want it, and want to see you with it. Them two things, you'd be unstoppable.
Wow.
He's a motherfucking diamonds. This motherfucker dropping gems and everything. From incarceration to inspiration. Hey, this motherfucker. Yes, what? Thank you for tapping in with us, man.
No problem.
What'd you say? No, we just want to thank you for tapping in with us, man. God bless you and the fam. Good luck with everything. Loan me a couple thousand. We'd be great. You know, I threw that in there. You see how he did the same thing. So all love, man. We're gonna get this going. We should have it out next day or so, man. We're gonna get this movement started, baby. Let's turn this shit up.
Yes, sir.
All right,
thank you for having me, y'all. Nice meeting y'all. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
I look forward to doing this again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, brother.
Peace out.
All right, you can just click it. All right. There we go. All right, that was great, guys.
Woo, that was a pretty good conversation.
JT, I think you're getting feedback from your Bluetooth.
JT is in another.
Jumped in, he was always over somebody, and it was like this weird screeching.
When just now or like at the end?
It happened a few times. That's why whenever you would start talking, I'd be like, wait, JT, wait for him to finish, then go. Then go.
Oh, because I was screeching, like the earphones were screeching?
I think so a little bit, yeah. It wasn't like
a lot?
It wasn't. It just happened. It just happened.
As long as it wasn't like it was. Well, as long as I didn't sound like I did last week, man. I was like hell to the no.
Yeah, nah.
Oh,
that was great. That was great though. You know how I know it was gonna be great? Because we didn't even have to go, okay, so why don't you tell us about yourself? He said, okay,
right,
let's tell you about myself. And I said, oh, okay, well, go ahead.
He said, we just sat back like, all right, go ahead, brother.
I know, at one point, JT went like this. He laid down like this. He's like, well, I guess he's gonna go into this whole story. I was with it though.
The things if you saw on the check on our list, I'm sitting there. He's getting to it.
I noticed that. That's why I didn't have to really lead it all. I was just like, oh, he's getting into it. So once he started mentioning certain things, I was like, okay, now let's push it this way. But
exactly.
We definitely have to have him on again. I guess before we're gonna do our usual anything to watch on TV. I know I got things that I watched.
I'm coming to America.
I caught up on my Snowfall.
Okay, don't talk about it because I haven't seen that show. I got a few things actually. Okay, so one, y'all can go watch some stuff that I was in. I was in a music video with Tink. I think it's called.
Oh, let's see.
Bottom Bitch. Yeah, my face is all over her newest music video. So go look at that. Watch the whole
thing. What's it called?
I think it's called Bottom Bitch.
Bottom Bitch. Okay.
It's whatever her newest video is. You go her page is right there.
That's what Jason was talking about. Women not having no bottom bitch, really.
Yeah, go watch that. She's great. I was in another music video too, but I don't remember what one.
JC always has.
Yeah, go watch that.
Pyro and the Subtle Flag.
Let's see, that was in another one with August 08. That one's out right now.
August 08. Is that an artist?
August 08.
He's an artist, yeah. Let's see. Actual TV.
I think it's August.
Actual TV to watch. The United States versus not Andrew Day. Jesus, that's the actress. United States versus Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
Yeah, didn't she win an Oscar for that?
On a Golden Globe.
A Golden Globe. Sorry.
Yeah. So we really fuck with the award shows nowadays, but I think she did deserve that. So watch that. I watched Coming to America 2 last night.
Woo! Yes, hilarious.
You know what? It was funny. It was fine. It wasn't
like the first one. Are you going to do the whole sequel?
I forgot the first one was like really slow. That movie is slow in terms of how it builds up because again, back then, like people's attention spans were a lot longer. Now we're like, get to the point.
Stories were more authentic back then, I feel.
Yeah, but they basically did the exact same story. They brought literally everyone back.
Yes.
Super
cameos off the woohoo.
Super all black cast almost except for Louis Anderson, but that's neither here nor there. I will say though, after watching that movie, I really hope we get another all black cast movie that's just like really, really strong. Like something like I
hope we get another Boomerang. They had a series on BT.
Something like
they need to stop remaking.
Like Harlem Nights, maybe. Something a little more like Harlem Nights where everybody is in that and there's some drama with it. I know Kevin Hart was trying to put one together. And he mentioned it in not his last comedy special, but his last biography special that Chadwick Boseman was going to be a part of it. But rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
What happens to that?
I feel like they need to start making sequels and make more authentic stories with an all-black cast, more classics that aren't remaking classics.
Yeah, there's that.
Even though Coming to America is good too. But.
Yeah, no, it was good. Also, I don't know, you guys watching WandaVision? No.
What's it called?
WandaVision?
No, I've never heard of it.
I keep hearing about it though, but no.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
It's the new Marvel series. Anyway, my face was in the final episode. I'm gonna post about it today.
That's dope. I love Marvel. Marvel versus DC.
It's fine.
We want to thank you guys for tapping in again. Follow us on Instagram, tapin.podcast. Follow us on Twitter, tapin_podcast. Like, subscribe to us on YouTube, comment, share. Thank you for support. Cairo and Monty, any last words?
Nah, bro, go watch my face on some stuff, man. I'm out here.
Yes, and thank you for tapping in with us.
And be patient.
That was so corny.
That's my man Jason Thomas said. Be patient.
Thank you to Jason Thomas for the story.
All right.
Thank you for the story, the testimony, brother. Y'all God bless. Y'all enjoy your week. See ya.
Always tap in
with us. See you. Be blessed.
Stay black.